Well, howdy there, pipe bells. Oh boy. Hi. Wow, that sure got my attention, let me tell you. Whoa. Don't try this at home. Oh my. Oh. Listening to the beautiful Largo from New World Symphony by Antonin Dvorak. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. It's such a beautiful, peaceful, plaintive, prayerful, thoughtful piece of music. We, as Americans, at least in the military, they play this and they call it going home. Interesting, because Dvorak, I think when he wrote the New World Symphony, he was in America. And you have to ask yourself, was Dvorak thinking of his native homeland, or was he thinking about American themes? Or what was he thinking when he wrote this, the New World Symphony? Actually, I think it's called the Symphony from the New World. But he was probably thinking of his Czech homeland. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm doing something that's probably, well, probably would be considered not very good. Not too smart. Smoking a pipe. And I've had a bad flu for the last 3 or 4 days. It's got everything from both ends, from stem to stern, have been really running, if you know what I mean by that. And normally when I do have a sinus, this has been sinus and intestinal and everything. It's just been the whole shooting match, shall we say. And anyway, I remember one time I was in the Marine Corps, and a guy, he was I didn't know him very hard. I just remember this one incident with this one fellow Marine, and he was sick and everything, and he pulled out his pipe, and early in the day he had told me he had this bad cold, and he was all miserable and stuffed up, and again, I had been introduced to pipe smoking in my earlier years in the Marine Corps, so and I loved smoking a pipe. I just didn't do it all the time. But anyway, so later in the afternoon, he pulls out a pipe, and I kind of noticed, I said, "Hey, I thought you said you weren't feeling good. I told you you had a bad cold, sore throat. Why are you smoking?" He says, "I'm trying to kill the germs by smoking them out." So that's what I'm going to try to do. I've tried a little bit of just remind that that kind of a little bit like Beethoven there. I wonder if Dvorak was giving a little tip of the hat to Beethoven there. Sounds like Beethoven's Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. A little thematic thing there. Anyway, so I'm here on beautiful Wednesday, Mittwoch auf Deutsch, Wednesday evening, smoking mein Pfeife. I wanted to say thank you to a couple people. Thank you to everybody who's been commenting on the last couple of videos. Thanks so much. I want to say a special thank you to Chris Piper, my friend in India. Chris, thank you for your video. It was very thoughtful, and I appreciate it. He had a lot of nice things to say. Thoughtful things, good things that I think help to enhance, I think our just ongoing discussion about life in general. Not so much politics or making, points here and there, but it's just nice to have such a gentlemanly person make a nice, thoughtful video. Good luck to you and your desires to get your degree and and immigrate to Canada. Yep, sure, you betcha. And that way you can go out and about. Or speak French, I guess, if you go to Quebec. Hey, you can meet up with, I was going to say Gary Portier. But Gary, I always thought Gary was a French Canadian. But because he lives so close, I guess I shouldn't say things. Well, I'm not doing things bad here. But he lives up in the northern hemisphere, up there near that crazy man Jay. Anyway, but I hope good luck to you, and and thanks for sharing your personal, ketogenic diet thing that you're doing. That's awesome. And if that helped you, fantastic. Some people might choose to say, "Oh, that's a bad diet. You shouldn't do that. That's not good for you." Again, you have to, excuse me, have to kind of find out what works for you, what works for us. And you said some really good things in that video, by the way. I'm just thinking back on it. And I like the idea that you choose not to have a quote-unquote smartphone. And that's wonderful. It kind of keeps even the Pope, I might talk a little bit about this a little bit later. The Pope in his new encyclical, that's his letter to the world, actually to the church, and one of the interesting things was this letter was really a letter to the world, not just the church. Again, some people might take umbrage with that. How dare this pontiff try to tell the world what to do? And if anything, the Pope's trying to agree with modern science on some things. It's not like he's trying to tell people what to do. But I might talk about that a little bit later. I don't know. Again, not trying to bring in any controversy here. But again, one of the things that Chris brought up was that. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm being a little bit rude. I'm forgetting the courtesies, shall we say, the courtesies of our little the little liturgy that we kind of do. Well, here I am smoking my Sheridan. And this is my little brace of pipes here. These are my little just brace of travel pipes right here. I think I showed this with you, a little Jobe packet here, leather packet. Oop, don't tell the vegans it's leather. Yeah. Anyway, but it's got a little pouch for tobacco. You can put it there, and it detaches. I'm not going to take it out, but it just detaches. You can carry your pipe cleaners. So I got some pipe cleaners here. Always have some pipe cleaners with you. I got my little, my little good girl there. My little first cherrywood, Dunhill cherrywood. And this is my Sheridan. And in this, tonight I'm smoking this beautiful mixture. I've decided when I get certain gifts and I finally open them, I need to tend to, smoking them within a matter of time. I mean, not guzzling it or, just burning it up and not thinking about it, but being responsible enough to say, you know what, it only has now a shelf life that's so much longer. And so if I don't enjoy it now, then it's going to go kind of bad. So, and I know it's a rare blend, but I'm enjoying the socks out of this. This is awesome. And I got to say that even though I got a scratchy throat, I have nasal decongestion, whatever that is, post-nasal drip, all those good, terms that we talk about when we're sick. I have to say that in some ways it kind of feels kind of good. Not recommending it, just telling you what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the early beginnings. It's summertime. Happy summer, happy solstice, happy whatever you celebrate. Oh, that is good. Ooh, yeah. Maybe I am burning out them germs. Who knows? I'm going to try it. I've never really done this before. I've been fasting, mostly juice. Not juice, I'm sorry, I don't do juice. I was did lots of water, got my standby coffee, and I'm happy to say I've been exercising. You know, normally when I get sick, now yesterday I absolutely just took the day off yesterday because I mean it was my original day. It is my day off, believe it or not. But a lot of times I'll do a little bit of things parish related, and that's not a problem. I don't get really resentful about having to do, if somebody who needs me, I'm there for them, but at the same time, I normally, kind of, it's a light day for me. So, and I enjoy that. I do enjoy it. I make videos sometimes. But yesterday, because I was sick, I basically just stayed in bed. I mean, I got up for a couple of minutes and did a few things, but for the most part, I rested. I absolutely rested. Watched a lot of cool videos, lots of interesting YouTube videos. Anyway, so I basically had a really pretty, even though it was a non-eventful day, it was a very restful day, and I really enjoyed that. I had a really good night's sleep last night, for the first time in probably 3 nights. And when you're sick, you toss and turn, and your nose is running, and your bowels are running, and you're just not sleeping, really. Anyway, I know, too much information. TMI there. But anyway, but I have been, Monday, even though I didn't feel good, I exercised, and then today, and I was surprised. That I'm kind of getting back my, some of my chops. I'm like going, yeah, this is good. And again, my friend who was my trainer, he got hurt before I left, and even though we were still talking and, you're kind of giving each little basic updates, he was kind of like, he wasn't quite available to kind of really focus on my training and kind of saying, hey, you need to do this or think about doing this. And he brought up a good point for me that I think has made a real difference. And although I was working out 3 days a week in my modified exercises because I had this neck and shoulder pain for the last 4 or 5 months, I decided, you know what, even though it kind of hurt, I needed to take the chance and push through it. Not being stupid, but doing what I could do, even though it still was a bit painful. And now I'm happy to say most of the neck and shoulder pain is gone. Now, part of me is kind of thinking maybe it could just healed up, whatever maybe the little bit of a sprained nerve or whatever that's finally healed up. But the other thing is, it could very well be that it was atrophy, because I hadn't been doing, the max amount of push-ups that I was doing and pull-ups. I was just doing maybe once a week or twice a week, just a little bare minimum thing, and I don't think that was helping out at all because I was afraid I was going to really hurt myself even more. So anyway, with the advice of my friend, he kind of said, well, you need to do your 3 days, but in the interim, do some lighter, but keep doing something every day, and then rest on Sunday, which I was doing. So that has seemed to really help out a lot. So when I first started with the pain, I could barely do 10. Then I worked up to 15, then 20, and then I think I did 40 nonstop just the other day. I'm like going, whoa! And then today I was saying, man, I haven't eaten anything in almost 2 days, and I'm really tired. And I said, but let's see what we can do. And I was amazed. I was like going, where'd all this energy come from? Because I was able to do pull-ups and chin-ups, and I went for a 2-mile, what I call an intermediate run, where I'd run a minute or two, and then I walk a minute or two, and I do that for a series of cycles. That's good. So I did that, and I finally came home and broke my fast because I wasn't hungry the last 2 days. Just wasn't hungry at all. I had a little bit of some fruit, a nice salad, and a little bit of homemade chicken soup. Old Padre loves to cook. Yeah, I make a darn good chicken soup. And that is medicinal, let me tell you. That is truly medicinal. The real stuff, not the stuff you buy in the store. Now, I'm not saying if you buy it in the store, you're buying poison. I'm not saying that at all. But when you make it yourself, you make it the way you want it. And I make it with, it's a low carbohydrate and just has good old-fashioned chicken. And I put kale in it, I put broccoli in it, I put Brussels sprouts in it, a few carrots, onions, I should have put some ginger in there. That would have been good. Garlic and cayenne pepper. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And I do believe that once you're on the mend, when you kind of get over that hump when you're sick and you start coming back down into recovery land and the land of the living, there's nothing better than a bowl of chicken soup. Anyway, I'm sitting here listening to Minnesota Public Radio. No, I don't live in Minnesota today, but with the advent of the internet, I can listen to any radio station that I want to. And I love Minnesota Public Radio. So that's what I'm listening to. Minnesota Public Radio in the background. YouTube, I'm not adding any soundtracks. This is just straight off the old mic, and so I'm not trying to, break anybody's copyright laws. So give me a break. Now it's kind of a warm, muggy night, and normally I turn on the air conditioner, but for some reason when I get this kind of chest cold and stuff, I kind of like it warm. Now if I was living with, say, like my former priest, pastor, Father Leon, he wouldn't go for that. He wouldn't go for that. He'd be turning on that air conditioner. And so anyway, and I have a nice fan in my bedroom, so I can probably keep that going and may not even turn the air conditioner on tonight, unless it gets really, really out of control, then I might. But I think that's not good for you to do air conditioning all the time. Okay. I'm going to talk about two things. One, a little bit on the kind of the serious side, possibly. And one's just fun. And again, it's not an official announcement of a contest, but I'm going to talk to you about my idea for a contest, okay? Now this kind of normally have something to drink here, like a cup of coffee or tea or some water, but I didn't bring anything with me. So sometimes when I've been kind of, I guess, inhaling a little bit, not that I normally do, but I guess just a little bit of a irritation there. Still is not that. Anyway, like I said, it's probably not the greatest thing in the world to do, but hey, you know what? I'm going to try anything to burn this cold out. But as many of you know, and maybe some of you are curious, by the way, again, thanks to Chris, Pipe Monk, or Pipe Chris, or Chris Pipe. I don't know exactly what your handle is now on your YouTube channel name, and Gary Portier. One of the things that Chris brought up in his video is about whatever topic we talk about, whatever discussion we have. He said that one of the sad things about the internet and smartphones, and this is reflected in the Pope's newest encyclical, is that one of the things the Pope says is, try to have real relationships, not digital relationships. And there's a good point to that. A lot of people get on Facebook and they think they got all these friends and all these likes, oh, I got all these friends, on Facebook. And it's sort of like a little collection, we're collecting friends, And again, I'm not here to rag on Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I don't do Facebook, but some people love it, and that's okay. I don't know if it's as big as, there was another one called, was it MySpace, or I can't remember now. And a lot of these things I think kind of go by the wayside. I mean, that's one of the things about technology these days, is that things are just so, the planned obsolescence of the technology is a little bit frightening. I like that Chris, going back to Pipe Monk there, he's got, an older cell phone, and it meets his needs, and he's happy with that. And I think that's fantastic. In fact, I found an old Motorola Razr phone I had from 1907. 1907. Did I say 1907? I meant 2007, 2007. And I loved it. You know, it had a little bit of smartphone type stuff. You could do some texting, and I think you could do some pictures. I can't remember, but it was a flip phone. I think it's still cool. I mean, when the Razr phones came out, I thought those things were like the living end. You know, they were the cat's whiskers. I loved them. But Chris makes a point that with the advent of the digital age, and the Pope makes the same point too, is that we seem to be losing our, well, again, our common courtesies. You know, and I got to be honest, I'm not a prude. I don't look down on people who use expletives. I mean, and to be honest, I've said those words many times. Okay, I just don't do it online. You know, not that I'm a hypocrite. I smash my thumb in the car, or I break something that's valuable, you know, to me, and I might say a choice word. Hopefully, no one's going to hear me. You know, but but I notice. I haven't noticed it with pipe people that much. And again, it's not meant to be a put down or a criticism or a judgment call here. I'm just saying that the channels I watch, and I'll just say them, they're popular, famous YouTube channel people. And I like them. Some people might, hopefully I don't scandalize by people telling people I watch these videos. I think it's kind of a real insight into contemporary current culture, you know. But a lot of young YouTubers, and again, this is one of the things that I'm kind of now getting into, or kind of like waking up to, is that a lot of these people make their livelihood making YouTube videos. Now, I would never ever stop to think that I'm going to be one of those. I'm not monetized at this point. I don't think I'd ever want to be. And I think too many of my videos, because of copyright matches or strikes, I don't think I could go monetary. There was a couple times they've asked me to think about it, but I never took it seriously. I just didn't. So, and I'm just not, that's just not what I want. I'm not into that. But there are some very well-known YouTubers who actually make, I guess, lots of money doing this. Good for them. Good for you. And people love watching their videos because they're entertaining. And they're funny, they're witty, you know. And one of them, of course, and I like a lot of health and nutrition videos. Now, for the most part, depending upon who you watch, you know, some people are very professional, very respectful. You know, you'd never hear them say one negative, you know, word at all. Whereas other ones are just F this and crap that, and you know, and it's just part of how they talk. And so, you know, I like, you know, again, now one of the ones I watch, and I got to be on, and I'm going to tell you why I watch this one person's videos. I guess her name is Jenna Marbles. And when I first saw her, I thought she was crude and rude, and she is. But at the end, she has these cute little dogs, these little doggies. And the way she talks to her doggies, and the way she's just so, it's adorable. That, I mean, okay, I'll wade through a lot of her little, you know, choice statements, and sometimes they're like, what did that woman say? Wow. Okay. But at the end, when she puts on these little two cute puppies or doggies, they're just adorable. And I kind of like, that's what I'm waiting for, are the doggies. I know, I'm a big syrupy, sentimental guy. And yeah, she is entertaining, I will be honest. She says some really interesting things. But this is current culture. And so it is kind of like a window into what, I guess, a lot of young people. And I watch a lot of other younger YouTubers emulating and imitating her. So anyway, but I noticed that a lot of people do, and I mentioned this on one of my other videos, a lot of people do use a lot of vulgarities. And I'm kind of, the only thing is I'm kind of concerned is that, okay, if you want to make a point and you want to use an expletive, maybe that's, you know, that's your cup of tea. But I just would like to see people just having good old-fashioned, my opinion, take it or toss it, you know, genteel, respectful dialogues. You know, just talking without having to cuss. Every other third word is F this or crap that or damn this or whatever. You know, it's like, you know, but I think a lot of them, that's just, it's just kind of, I don't want to say, I don't guess what do I want to say it's just kind of normal. Anyway, such as it is. But some of our other august YouTubers make very wonderful videos. And one of them, I remember about 3 years ago, I was going through a real stressful time. And I remember, yeah, it's probably going on 4 years, probably. And I remember kind of being a little bit stressed out. And I literally took my iPhone. I think I had iPhone 3S at the time, maybe an iPhone 4. I can't remember now. See, every year they come out with a new model. That's how they get you. But anyway, I remember going out to the river, one of my favorite places, and listening to one of our wonderful YouTube presenters who just loves to tell stories, and you know, they tell these beautiful stories usually in nature. And I just found myself just, you know, like, wow. It gave me a chance to regroup mentally. I was like, okay, I'm out here with my pipe. I'm looking at the river. I'm looking at this video. Here's a guy telling me an interesting story. And I can just kind of go, ah, oh, okay, chill out, chill out. So I appreciate that about some of our YouTubers who have wonderful storytelling capabilities. Some of them just are very interesting people to watch. And I think part of the reason why YouTube is so popular is because most of us, whether we want to admit it or not, we like watching other people. We do. And some of us like to even kind of, you know, share our lives so people can watch. You know, it's just, okay, hey, I'm pretty boring. I don't know why people even watch my videos, to be very honest, but a few of you out there seem to like the old Padre, and so I will make videos. I mean, I like making videos. I like, you know, like a lot of these people, they like to just share their lives, and that's what I'm doing. Share my love of the hobby. This wonderful hobbit hobby. That's what it is. I think a lot of us are just closet hobbits, really. You know, if you stop and think about it. We just want to hang out with Gandalf and blow smoke rings, okay? That's it. Life for us, that's good. That's a great day when we can do that. And maybe a libation of your choice. It could be a mug of tea, or it could be a mug of brew. It could be whatever is good for you. Ah. You know, so far you're probably saying, well, how's that experiment of burning out the germs going? I don't know. So far, I'm doing pretty good and not having a hard time. First few puffs were a little, you know, because I think the old throat's kind of raw, but no, doing fine now. I'm happy. I'm a happy boy. Okay. So here's the last part of this video. Let's do this. Let's do a very low-tech camera move. Oh yeah, look at that. I did that all by myself. Ooh, yeah. So, moving on to other things. I have an idea for a contest. And as you know, I like to, when I make a contest announcement, I like to do a special little introductory video for that, like I did with Over the Moon and, you know, the Orson Welles Mystery Tobacco Contest, or the Rin Tin Tin Contest, or, you know, what would you ask for Christmas contest? I mean, I had like 4 or 5 of these contests. But I'm thinking that what I'm going to do, normally when I choose winners, there are 2 things that I want to kind of rethink about doing to do them smarter. One of the problems I've had in the past is because I do enjoy a few people from over, you know, I've had people from, it sounds almost arrogant to say this, but I have people from all over the world watch. Now, there might be 1 or 2 people in different countries, but I can still say that. But for them to be able to enter the contest, which I would like everybody to still do, I want to make it so where everybody can enter. And if they win first prize, I'm not going to have to send an expensive, quote unquote, expensive object to you, which would have to go through customs, which also takes a lot of time. Now, what I'd like to do, and I think this might work, is that I would like to make gift certificates available online. I would like to probably either go to a company like Boswell's. I do know they do international stuff. Pipes and Cigars, I think they do international stuff. But just have, I would prepay for a couple of, or three prizes. And then if you're a winner, then, you know, once I announce the winners, I just give you that code or that certificate number, and that becomes yours. And then you can make an order. You can, you know, whatever you want to order, I mean, within whatever the bounds of the monetary prize is. So it'd be like a gift certificate worth a number of, say, maybe $100 or something like that. And again, it'd be a first, a second, and a third prize. And I think that would help out, because I think most people can order internationally, and it's not as big of a pain for me to have to try and send you something from where I live, because it got really expensive this last time sending off packages to people. And I just, as much as I liked buying the gifts, you know, the prizes, and making it available to you and getting it to you, I just don't think I can do that again. It was just too much of a pain, to be honest with you. And then the other thing, I've never been totally satisfied of how I pick winners. I kind of usually do a random draw. I put things in a hat. I think the last time I just said, kind of on my own personal thing, what I like, you know, because normally I would do a random draw from a hat. And that's okay. I guess most people realize that it's kind of unbiased. But then again, at the end of the day, you know, some people say, well, you know, I put in a lot more work than so-and-so, and you chose their video over mine. Why? You know, and I make some people unhappy. So what I thought I might try and see if this will work is I'm going to, when I announce the actual contest, I'm not going to tell you the exact contest because I'm still putting the fine details on it. But actually, it won't be a random draw, and it's not going to be my own subjective, you know, opinion. It's going to be based upon the likes and or dislikes that a video receives. So people that enter, it'll be a video contest enter. You got to make a video, obviously. But I will make the announcement, tell you what the contest is, and then let you all go at it. And I think it'll be fun. Like, this is going to be a fun one. I'm not going to tell you the theme yet because I'm still kind of putting that all together. Got to come up with a name because I haven't come up with a name yet. But basically, it will be a video that you guys and gals like the most. You know, so let's say you put in your video and people are giving you lots of thumbs up, and at the end of the day, when the contest comes to an end, let's say your video gets, say, 25 likes, and then the next video gets like 23 likes, and then the other video gets 19 likes. Well, those are the first, second, and third place winners. Now, it'll also get a little bit more, like if there's, say somebody has like 19 likes, or say someone has 25 likes and yet three dislikes, you know, because we're gonna, you know, when we put our videos out there, that's the way it works, right? You know, people don't have to watch. People would sometimes watch and they make a comment, great. And then sometimes people give you a thumbs up and sometimes people give you a thumbs down. That's just life, okay? Don't take it personal, you know. But so if you say you had 25 likes but 3 dislikes and the other person had, you know, 23 straight likes or 24 straight likes, then even though you had 25, we'd have to subtract the 3. That's how I do the math. Does that make sense? So then you actually come up with 23 likes where the other person had 24 likes. Yeah, you know, kind of like subtracting net calories or something. Carbohydrates kind of calculation thing there, you know. So that's what I would try to do. So basically, you folks are going to be the ones who are going to determine who the first, second, third place winners are. It won't be random draw, and it won't be me making a subjective thing. So when you put in your video, you can put in as much effort you want, and people, you know, we're going to vote. You, the people, you know. We're going to be celebrating Independence Day, you know, for the people, by the people, just people. Yeah, people making those votes. So get your votes out there, folks. Yeah, get your votes out there. So anyway, so I have an idea for a contest. Again, I'm not going to tell you what the idea is because I would like to put together a introductory announcement video like I normally do. I like doing those fun things. I like being creative. But I think, I guarantee that many of you are really going to like this contest. So I'm just kind of throwing it out there. There will be some nice prizes, I think. I'm going to try to make them very nice. They may not be, again, like I said, because I can't send things the way I used to. It was just extremely expensive sending out those last gifts last year. Prizes, I should say. Well, they're gifts for me because I'm buying them for you guys. I just don't know who's going to be the winner, really. But anyway, I will be making an announcement video, hopefully in the next week or two. My summer contest, Holy Smoking Pipe Padres summer contest. And you hopefully will want to enter. And if you do, maybe you will be the chosen one. Yeah. So I'm hoping that people will kind of start thinking like, hey, what's this old crazy guy up to? But anyway, I love contests. I love creative ideas for contests. I know most of you do too. But I think this is going to be a fun one. I really, really do. So there you go. Okay? So stay tuned, Pipe Pals. Stay tuned. Well, that's all I want to say tonight. Thanks for spending some time with me, and we'll talk to you real soon. Light up your world. Light up your pipe. Oh, I got to turn it off this way.